love, peace and love, peace and love, love. Peace and love. It's your boy MultiMahdi. I ain't gonna be here too long. About to head to the gym. But yeah, let's check in with the people. Happy President's Day, whatever that means. You know. Got my little Chinese food, you know. I don't want to down that on camera, but it is gonna be delicious though. Wonder what we're gonna talk about today. You know, a big thing that's important, you know, as part of being a light worker, a spiritual being, a divine being, is being able to transmute energy. Because when you could transmute energy, you're like a real scientist, you know? You could take something negative and turn it into a positive. You could use somebody else's negative energy to propel you further. Yeah. I wonder what the spirit world is going to tell us today. Quite sure the lovers gonna get on, but I'm quite sure the haters will be on in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel comfortable about going to court to get custody of my daughter. I looked up all the laws, and my daughter's mother broke every law there is. You know, that's just something personal going on in my life. And then, you know, I had motherfuckers like threatening my life, right? And I just woke up like a sleeping giant. I said, Capricorn, I don't know, you know what's fucked up, Capricorn? When you try your best to be peaceful, when you try your best, this is why I don't make a lot of friends. This is why I don't deal with a lot of people. Because I like my peace, y'all. Capricorns, y'all know what I mean? Like, how many people, like, we like popular loners. Like, instead of being in a room full of people that's dramatic, I'd rather like be by myself where it's peaceful at. And I try everything in my power to protect my peace. And motherfuckers still try to send their drama my way. And then niggas think because you peaceful, then niggas think because you peaceful or because you steady yourself that you soft for something to play with. It's like sad with certain human beings. You know the quiet nigga in the room is the crazy nigga in the room? You know that motherfucker trying to act calm and peaceful is a nigga that'll take your life? It's the rowdy, loud motherfuckers that's really like a sign of fear. When the motherfucker all loud and screaming, he really asking for help. But that motherfucker that's calm and quiet, he calm and quiet for a reason. Because he or she knows that if they ever release the dragon, it's gonna be hell to pay. You know? Yo, so when I see all y'all people get on here, so y'all like belong to a cult, huh? Y'all belong to a cult. Cause it's like maybe 10 of y'all jumped on at one time. So I got like groups of people watching me. What, y'all don't want to see this channel blow up? Y'all trying to like interrupt the movement? You know, because as I was saying, we just hit 605,000 views yesterday. I'm on like my 26,000 view. I'm on my 26,000 view today. And yeah, I know y'all cool because for y'all to jump on all the time, all at the same time, it's like a joint team effort. So how y'all feeling? How y'all coat doing? How y'all coat doing? Cause y'all do know y'all helping me make money. And you do know if you really understand energy, you giving me all of your energy by watching me. So you understand, like, when y'all get on and talk shit on the channel, I don't even block y'all no more. Because the other people could watch and see, like, goddamn, like, look how many motherfuckers jump on his lives every time he get on a live. Who is this guy? You know, I gotta be some type of threat, right? I gotta be some type of threat for y'all to be jumping on the way y'all do. But welcome to the channel, you know. Because deep down inside, I know y'all love me. Because why watch a nigga that you don't like, you know? You know? But, yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. Marquise Armstrong. Yeah, you ain't even knowing that ain't even your real face. Marquise Armstrong, I ain't threatening you, but I wonder if you would, the stuff that y'all typing online, I wonder would any of y'all, like, say that to my face. Especially in the zone that I'm in right now. Like, I'm studying, like, like, I'm on my way to the gym right now. You know what I mean? I'm on my way to the gym right now. So, you know, like, I had lifetimes where I was a warrior. So they woke up like the warrior in me right now. You know? I've been the type of guy that been turning the other cheek a lot. But them days is over. Nowadays, I'm knocking niggas straight the fuck out. I'm just being honest. Somebody disrespect me or push me to that limit, I'm hitting your motherfucking jaw. Big or small, I'm knocking you the fuck out. You know? You said I can't fight 12 people, you sound like a bitch. Why you need 12 people for one person? Why you need 12 people for one person? So you already sound like a bitch. But I don't really want to get into the you know, the flesh side of me. I want to keep it positive, you know? Yeah. But shout out to everybody that support the channel. You know, it wouldn't be the channel without y'all. You know, love y'all. Thanks for all the cash apps, the donations, you know? So, yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. This is what it is when you lit, though. This is what it is when you lit. People can't wait to see you. This is what it is to be famous, y'all. Yeah, it's what it is to be famous, you know? Because I just got off of work because it was like a half a day, you know? And then I took like, I took the day off from my other job so I could, like, you know, be free for the day. I'm gonna hit the gym, handle some shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I actually feel, I don't know. I feel sorry for a lot of people. Because I really, like me, I don't really got time to wait. I don't really waste my time with people, you know? I don't really got time to waste. So for people to be watching a nigga that they supposedly don't like, what time is it? Before 1 o'clock? It's like, you know, you could be doing something great with your life right now. You know, you could be building your own channel. You could be getting a job because you more than likely you unemployed. If you could just come on at any time, you know, you definitely ain't got no job because I don't even know what's going on online right now. But let's pull out the cards. Let's see what the energy is, Capricorn. Natalie said, beautiful Tuesday. I'm making smoothies every morning because of you. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know, I love for everybody to get in shape. I love for everybody to start eating good, loving themselves, especially my light workers, divine being. I ain't talking to you karmic motherfuckers. You karmic motherfuckers, y'all could go get hit by a bus or something. I don't really give a fuck. Just being honest. But for the true divine beings, the people of God, the people that's here to change the world, the people that's positive in life, the people that lift people up, you know, I would love to see more people like y'all on the planet, you know? Let me do this dude a favor, because you just begging for my attention. Like, some of y'all need fathers, you know? Like, for instance, right? So, recently, something triggered me, you know? I wish I could play the message. This dude triggered me. This message that he sent me, it's a lot of shit that I let slide in my life. But the message that he sent me, I knew I was gonna knock him the fuck out. I said, you know, if my daughter wasn't involved in the situation, I probably could have walked away and ignored it. But the nigga probably sent the message in front of my daughter, right? So it's like, I'm not letting nothing slide no more. Nothing sliding with me no more, you know? And I just, with tomorrow, I'll be putting in for my gun permit. You know, I'm trying to play it smart though. You know, I'm from the hood, you know? But it ain't smart to walk around with a gun that ain't registered, you know? So, I don't have no criminal record. So I'm applying for my gun permit, you know? And then, like, I'm in the gym and I'm studying the greats. Like, I'm really, like, into boxing right now for some reason. You know, Muhammad Ali is a Capricorn, by the way. I'm really obsessed with boxing right now. It's like, I probably did that shit, like, in one of my past lives. So now, like, I'm studying, like, every pressure point. I'm studying, like, you know, pretty much ways to defeat your opponent in every way. The pressure points. Where to hit a nigga in the jaw to knock him out. Where to hit a nigga in the ribs. If you short, how to beat a tall nigga up. If you tall, how to beat a short nigga up, a fat nigga. Like, I'm in all of that right now. So it just ain't nothing sliding no more. So I'm just being serious. Ain't nothing sliding no more. You know? And if you want to be great at something, you gotta work hard at it. So, like Mike Tyson, who's an Aquarius, Muhammad Ali, who's a Capricorn like me, I'm studying them. I mean, and I'm good at that, you know? I can listen to a song and sing it right back, same way how I heard it, you know? So, yeah, that's why I'm off my way to the gym now. So, you know, yeah, so back to Natalie, back to what I was saying. That's part of it, though, you know? Part of, some people could go through life and don't have, like, problems. But me, I get a lot of enemies, right? It's been like this since I was a little kid. I get a lot of enemies, and I try to ignore them. But I ain't really be with ignoring niggas no more, you know? I ain't really beat with letting shit slide no more. You know? Sometimes niggas will push you to the limit and you kind of like don't give a fuck no more. And that's kind of where I'm at it. I'm still peaceful. I'm still poised. You know, I'm still respectful of human beings that deserve it. But I was on the train coming here, right? And I'm watching on my phone, I'm watching Mike Tyson's movements. Like I love watching Mike Tyson box, right? So I'm watching Mike Tyson, right? And it's a dude next to me. And he's looking at my phone while I'm watching my phone. Next thing I know, the nigga on the side of me, he like jabbing the pole and doing all this type of shit. And I'm like, I see him like moving his hands, doing his fighting stance. And I'm like, and I look at the nigga with the whole ice grill look like, do I gotta fuck you up? Like I just ain't in the mood for people right now, right? And but then that's when like I had to realize that when you're a light worker, this is proof, y'all. This is proof that a lot of us that are divine beings and divine in nature, we are mirrors to other people. Cause that's what he was doing. He was mirroring me. I'm on my private phone. I'm on my phone. On the train in my own little world. Studying Mike Tyson, and a dude next to me is punching and swinging and hitting the pole, and I'm right next to the nigga like, you know, that's kind of like aggressive. Like, are you challenging me, nigga? Like, what are you doing? First I was about to like get up and say something. Then I'm like, nah, nigga, he's mirroring you. You know? He's mirroring me. So it's a lot of people that mirror us, whether it's negative or positive. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I had to share that with y'all. I want y'all to take that. If y'all don't get nothing out of this reading, I want you to take that message with y'all. I was on my phone watching Mike Tyson in my own little world, right? And a nigga next to me start boxing. How is me watching Mike Tyson on my phone got you doing boxing moves? Because we are mirrors to people. Right now, I'm in fight mode. I seen a movie with Tyrese a couple weeks ago. You ever seen this movie? Let me know if y'all seen this movie with Tyrese in it, who's a Capricorn. And his daughter was in the hospital, and I think he was like in the Marines, and he used to like rob drug dealers, and then he got locked in jail, and he had to like fight for his freedom. So he was like in fight mode. That's my story right now. That's my story right now. I'm in fight mode. And I feel sorry for the nigga that called my phone and threatened me regarding my daughter and all this shit. I feel sorry for him because it's gonna be terrible for him. And one thing I like about it, that he's a big dude too. He ain't my size, he's a big dude. So when I knock out this big dude, and I'm gonna do it in public. I'm gonna knock his ass out in public. Just for YouTube, I ain't threatening nobody. But just say I'm a fighter, I'm a boxer. Boxers fight. So I ain't threatening nobody. You know, somebody challenged me to a fight, I'm gonna take the challenge and knock this dude the fuck out. You know? So yeah. And actually, you know, boxing is fighting is an art. Fighting is like, that's some warrior shit. That's where we come from. You know, even before guns was made, we had to protect ourselves. You know, God made soldiers for a reason. So fighting is spiritual. You know, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it right now. You know, so that show you how you could transmute. The negative part is some nigga called and threatened me and I gotta go through shit with my daughter. The positive part is that it triggered me, right, to step into my fighting mode. You know? So that's a good thing though, you know? It's fucked up, he gonna have to get his ass whooped. But it's a good thing though, you know? So let's see what's going on. That was a long story. Pretty Nikki said, you must be Aries. Nah, I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. All praise to the Most High God. What's the energy today? I don't got a lot of time because I got to get to the gym, y'all. You know? Got to get to the gym, you know what I mean? Got to get to the gym, baby. Got to get to the gym, you know? Got to get to the gym. Got to get to the gym. Got to get to the gym, you know? 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 You know? Vita Goddess said, work out in me. If you're a woman, that don't sound like a bad idea. That don't sound like a bad idea, you know? But I'll be in my place in a couple of weeks, so I might take you up on your offer. Right? Especially if you're a woman, you know? Let's get into it. First of all, let's see what the cards pull. Most High God, why do I got this warrior spirit in me all of a sudden? What triggered? Well, I know what triggered me, you know? Then I thought about a nigga calling me a bitch-ass nigga and screaming on the phone and a message while my daughter is jumping, because my daughter don't like people screaming. So I'm thinking that this nigga disrespecting me probably in front of my daughter. Oh, I'm knocking you the fuck out. You know? Oh, I just think about that. I listen to the message that the nigga send me every morning. Every morning when I wake up, that be my motivation. You know? He keeps saying he gonna pull up on me, and I pray that every day I pray. I even I'll be honest, I even call him in the morning. I call him like 3 or 4 o'clock every morning. You know? Like, you ready to pull up on me? Like now he's scared to pick up the phone. He called me hard as hell on the phone, you know? But that next day I thought about it, I said, nah, I ain't letting this shit slide. So now I'm looking for you. You thought you was going, you know what I mean? Now I'm looking for you because you threatened me. So now you my fucking prey now. So I call a nigga every morning on the phone. Nigga don't pick up the phone. And I know they trying to play games for court, but they already fucked up. Because I wasn't bothering nobody until a nigga threatened me. Then I thought about a nigga doing that shit in front of my daughter. Said, nah, it's off. It's off with your fucking head. I call a nigga every morning. Like, you pulling up today? What's up, nigga? You woke? I wake the nigga up out of sleep. I call a nigga. Whenever I get the mood to call that nigga, I call that nigga. Today you pulling, where you at, nigga? Thought you was gonna pull up. I'm putting you on the spot, and I be meaning that shit. Every day I go outside. When I leave, I be looking for the nigga in the car. I be waiting. I literally be waiting for, I know what the nigga look like. I know the nigga weak points. I would literally be waiting for the nigga. He a big nigga, that shit don't mean shit, because the nigga weak as fuck. The nigga did a video on Instagram, right? Niggas be trying to use their size and their voice like to scare motherfuckers. That shit don't mean shit to me, right? I'm watching the nigga video, right? And Capricorns, you know we read motherfuckers, you know what I mean? I'm watching the nigga video, the nigga on video, and the nigga make music, so you know and he whack his shit, so you know the nigga jealous of me, right? And I'm realizing that the nigga out of breath while he talking. I look in his comments, niggas like, yo, why you breathing like that? Y'all got asthma, son. You really called and threatened me when you got chronic asthma and heart problems, nigga? Are you really serious, nigga? You know I could dance around you and make you have an asthma attack and knock you the fuck out? That big shit don't mean nothing to me. And you out of shape, and you got asthma, and you smoke. Nigga, please. You fuck now. Now the nigga don't want to pick up the phone. Now he's scared. If you watching, I know you scared. You thought I was a bitch ass nigga. You thought because I was quiet and I didn't come around because I'm in the shelter and I already knew what was gonna happen. That's why I didn't want you in the fucking house. I seen this shit coming months ago. Talking about they mother texted me on the phone. Cause you disrespected him. You call him a molester. If the nigga was a molester, you don't think I would have like murked that nigga already or something? I'm not threatening nobody, but if I thought my daughter was in the house with a rapist and I knew that for sure, you think he would still be there? It's the fact that you moved the nigga in the house. You didn't say nothing to me. You ain't give me the nigga name. Know what I mean? Like, you just don't move niggas in around niggas' kids like it's okay, and a nigga shouldn't feel comfortable with thinking that shit is all right. You know? So you disrespecting him. What the fuck? I ain't disrespect shit talking about why you don't want to meet. I'm not meeting no nigga that gotta move in with my baby. I'm not meeting no nigga that gotta move in with you. Cause you dumb, you stupid. You think that's okay to be with a nigga that gotta move in your house. That's called a homeless nigga. That's called a bum. Now, if you met a nigga that you was dating and he had his own place and you had your own place and y'all went back and you went to his house and then he came there sometime, but when a nigga move in your house, it's nothing I need to know. You dumb for letting a nigga move in your house. Especially when you got a voucher and you lose your voucher because that's against the rules, which I don't mind reporting. You know? That's one of the shit. So when we go to court, they're gonna be like, did you move somebody? Do you have a housing voucher? Yes, I have a housing voucher. But did you move a stranger into the house around his daughter? Yeah. Did you consult with him before you did that? No. Did you give him his name so he could do a background check on him and anything like that? No. You already started off fucked up. You know? Talking about you disrespecting him, called him a molester. I never. If I knew for sure that a nigga was molested, he wouldn't be in the house right now. But it's the fact that you shouldn't be meeting no nigga that you just met and moving around your kids, because he could be a molester. Once it's done, it's done. We're not taking no chances with the shit. I grew up in the Davises. I seen that shit happen to thousands of kids. I come from that shit. So to put my daughter in that situation, look, all I'm saying is, now the nigga scared. Now the nigga scared. Nigga don't want to pick up the phone. Too late. What you gonna go? They want to go to court and be like, he harassing us. That shit ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work. Because the motherfucker called my phone like 10 times and left a voice message. You a bitch ass nigga, all of this shit. You know? So, like I said, it's on. Once you violate, it's on. It's on. The nigga I be studying this nigga. I be studying the nigga. You know what I mean? Before I was at a disadvantage because I didn't even know what he looked like. But when the nigga, see, he's a water sign. He's a Scorpio or Cancer. You know? But he's dumb though. Like he not intelligent like me, he's dumb. Because he called me on his real number and his whole name popped up. And all I did was look up his name and then I matched the voice with the face, and guess what it is? It's some big fat out of breath ass nigga talking on Instagram talking about he make music. Trying to sell whack ass beats. You know? So I'm like, I'm watching the nigga, I'm like, so this the gangster nigga right here that can't talk for 2 minutes without running out of breath? How you a gangster and you in bad health? You know? So But I believe everything happened for a reason. You know? Ancestors, why do I got this warrior spirit in me right now? Like, motherfuckers got me jogging in the morning. Niggas got me, I might even run a marathon. Like, I'm studying Bruce Lee. I'm studying like, oh, this is part of being, you know what's crazy? This shit is part of being a spiritual being. It's the master of the arts, the art of music, right? But combat is spiritual though. Combat is spiritual. So I love it, you know? I love that shit, you know? Let's see. Why am I feeling like this? 3 of Wands. This talking about foresight. So, the minute my baby mother surprised me and said, I got something to tell you. I've been talking to somebody for a while and, you know, they moved into the house. I'm like, that's the last day I saw my daughter. Because I knew what was about to happen. That day when she said, and then, you know, I had walked my daughter home from school and she didn't even tell me that some nigga was in the house. Broke my heart. She didn't even tell me that some nigga been living in the house for like a week. She told my daughter not to say nothing, but the fact that my daughter ain't say nothing broke my motherfucking heart. Broke my heart. I'm like, I can't penalize my daughter, but I'm like, you don't do that to daddy. You know? You don't do that to daddy. You know? Cause that means like a nigga could be doing something to her and she wouldn't even say nothing. Cause her mother told her not to say nothing. You know? So I knew that day when I dropped her off that I was gonna have to go to court and get full custody of her. Because I realized that her mother is never gonna change. I realized that her mother is never gonna change. Some women do repetitive cycles. They meet the same man and do the same shit, and her mother 43. So that means she's gonna die like this. She's not changing. Only reason why, she already had niggas around my daughter, right? But the only reason why she couldn't do that shit for the last couple of years because she lived in a woman's shelter. The minute she got a voucher and was able to go and move into her apartment, she did something irresponsible. She moved some nigga in the apartment around my daughter. And she's stupid because that shit'll make you lose your voucher. So you just was homeless for 4 years and they give you a voucher and you already break the voucher? And all she gonna do is lose it and wind up homeless right back in the shelter again. Because some people never learn, but that's me. This is the card of foresight. This is me already knowing what was gonna happen. That's me already knowing. The 3 of Wands is already knowing. It's like having foresight. Already knowing what was gonna happen. Talking about, that's why I said, when she said that, well, you gotta meet him. I'm not meeting nobody. The minute that you told me that you just moved in an apartment and some nigga asked to move in with you, you ain't gotta, I don't never gotta meet you because I already know you a bum ass nigga. No real nigga do no shit like that. Unless you gotta live off of, no real man moves in with a woman. He has his own shit. He has his own shit. You can't even put your name on the lease because she got a voucher. So you gotta hide and live with a woman. That ain't no man shit. That's some sucker shit. So it was never a reason for us to meet. As soon as she was done, but that's the people that she date though. Ain't like she go try to date doctors or lawyers or people that'll be positive around my daughter. She date little Bloods and Crips. Niggas that'll fucking bring drama around my daughter. You know? So, that was me having foresight. Tell me more. That's me already knowing what was gonna happen. Already seen it coming. The minute when you said, I got something to tell you, somebody live here now? I already knew what it was. Tell me more. All praise to the Most High God. How your way? There go me. The high front. There go me. Taurus energy. Right? That's like a spiritual guru. That's like a preacher. Right? So I talked about it. I talked about it on my social media. You know why I talked about it on my social media? Because there's a lot of men, sometimes it's women, that go through this shit. And a lot of this shit is in the black community. A lot of this shit is in the black community. People think it, like a lot of black women don't even know how to date. They talk to a nigga, let a nigga fuck them. They date the worst type of niggas. They date the niggas that don't got a job. They date the niggas that sell drugs. They date the niggas that got 10 baby mamas. They date the niggas that's controlling. They date the niggas that's gonna abuse them. They don't date good, man. They date the worst type of motherfuckers. Right? They date niggas that gotta move into their apartment. That's what they do. They pick the worst type of motherfuckers, and then what? They bring them motherfuckers around your kids. They bring them motherfuckers. How many men out there? And then they put us in the middle of this shit. They put us in the middle of this shit. Now it's some deranged ass nigga around your kid, right? Now some deranged ass nigga around your kid who's eventually gonna start whooping her ass, right? And now you gonna have to either beat this nigga ass or kill this nigga. They gonna put you in a situation. They gonna put you in the predicament where you gonna have to act on it. That's how black men go to prison. You know how many black men is in prison right now because of a woman and her decisions? You know how many black men is in a casket right now because of a woman and her decisions? You know? Well, that's me. I spoke about it on my channel. So now I'm teaching. Women, they do it in the white communities. They don't do that they don't, you know, maybe I need to learn from the white people, the white women that go to school and get degrees and shit. Just because you met a nigga and he fucked you, don't mean he should move into your house. That's not normal. That's not normal. If you meet a man, he should have his own shit, and you should have your own shit. Nobody should be codependent on. She need a nigga to pay a $350 electric bill, because that's all he paid in the house was a $350 electric bill, and she got a motherfucking voucher, right? So that ain't nothing but a leech. Rent in New York is like $2,000-$3,000. So a nigga will move in with you and talk shit like he the man because he spent a $350 electric bill because he's scared to go, he can't afford his own shit. So he got to live off a woman. You know? I'm just saying, like, all that living with each other shit, if you ain't married, you shacking. If that nigga ain't married to you, you shacking. You're shacking. Right? And let alone if you living with somebody and your name ain't on the lease, you stupid. You know? You dumb. I'm just saying. So black women, the ones that do this shit, that ain't good for your kids to meet random niggas and move them in around your kid. Just cause you with a nigga, why that nigga gotta be around your kids? Why you gotta be around your kids? That's how little kids get raped and all type of shit. Cause you met some nigga you barely know and brought them around your kid. Then the kids gotta deal with that shit for the rest of their fucking life. All the nigga had to do was fuck you and make you come. Next thing you know, a nigga living in your house, eating your food, eating your kids' food. And then, you know, mom might have a job or she might gotta go out. Now guess what? Now that nigga alone with your kid. And more likely, the niggas that be moving in with women and their kids, they got kids. So how the fuck are they taking care of their kids if they living with a woman in their house? How they when do they got time to take care of their kids if they don't got no place to live? My baby mother got a 3-bedroom apartment, no living room, just a kitchen. So this nigga got kids. Where's his kids at? While he on the phone talking about how much of a fucked up father I am, where your kids at? Cause where you gonna bring your kids at? It's only 3 bedrooms in there. Where your kids live at? You know? Nicholas, no disrespect, but you sound like a bitch. You said, get the fuck off my channel. You sound like a bitch. You say, I always said a man has his God-given right to choose and assume the responsibility of his lifetime, and I refuse to be a step-parent and guardian in relationship with kids, even though I do care. I'm sorry. Nicholas, I'm a man. Nicholas, please forgive me. I thought, when I first read it, I thought it was one of the fucked up people in here. So Nicholas, I'm sorry. Nicholas, please forgive me. I'm sorry from my heart, you know? And thank you for leaving them comments. I apologize, all right? But, you know, for the people that deserve it, yeah, I get it, but I don't disrespect people that don't deserve it, you know what I mean? So I apologize. You know, you probably been through the shit that I'm talking about, you know? So, yeah, I definitely, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize, all right? Yeah. So that's me talking about it. I already knew what was going to happen, right? And that's me talking about it in front of everybody, right? And then people want to do shit in the dark. See, luckily I got a platform. Luckily I'm a psychic. So I go straight to my channel. My channel is like my therapy. Only thing I don't do is mention people's names, because that'll get my channel blocked, so I don't mention nobody's name. But they know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. That's why you see my channel keep growing and it ain't been blocked. Why? Because I'm smart enough not to mention nobody's name. But they still feel some type of way. Well, if you feel something, you want to do shit in the dark. Nah, but I bring shit to the light. I bring shit to the light. You know? I bring shit to the light. Tell me more. So, this shit need to be spoken about. How many men is sitting in prison right now for the rest of their life because they baby mother bought some nigga that they don't know, or they just was fucking around their kids and something happened to one of their kids? My baby mother want to sit back like she not the root cause of all of this shit. Last time I checked, you was living in your apartment, I was dropping my daughter off, everything was fine. Until you moved the nigga into your place and didn't tell me shit. That's some shit that you talk to the other parent about first. Hey, I'm dating somebody and I'm already gonna be like, I ain't with that shit. I ain't with it. First of all, give me his name. Give me his first name and his last name so I could do a background check on him. Cause you meet niggas on chat lines, you ain't doing no background check. You ain't even checking a nigga to see if a nigga got AIDS or not. Nigga could be giving you AIDS, which eventually affects your kids. Cause you gonna die from it. Fucking babies making babies. And it's fucked up when you the only adult in the picture. See, luckily, I grew up in a diaper system, but I was raised with people with more. My family, my aunt that raised me, it was like a village that raised me. I was raised with morals. I grew up in the church. I grew up in the hood, but they took me to church. I was raised with morals and respect and the proper way to do shit. And sadly, you know, you got to watch who you dating because they mothers be hood rats. But her mother do the same shit. Her mother do the same shit. My first baby mother got 5 baby daddies. 4 or 5 baby daddies. So they just repeating what they mothers did. They don't got no morals. They do hood rat shit because they mothers did hood rat shit. They grandmothers did hood rat shit. And I ain't even trying to disrespect nobody. It's a cycle of hood rat shit. They think it's normal. How many women dating niggas out of prison when there's all these men out here trying to holler at women that got a degree and work hard every day and they want a nigga fresh out of prison? Well, a nigga went to prison for a reason. you know? So women, you know, all the nigga gotta do is fuck you, and you open up the doors, to your house, to your kids, your refrigerator. That's why women, you can't fuck everybody. Cause you never know who you gonna fall in love with. Nigga make you come real good, next thing you know, you all in love. And you got a fucking pedophile around your motherfucking kids. He making you come and your kids come. Ain't that about a bitch? That's what we, you know, that's a lot of people's stories. And it's all the mother fault. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. All this shit going on, you know, I'm still knocking this nigga the fuck out for getting involved. But all of this shit is my baby mother fault. But guess what? She the one that's gonna lose custody. And I'm not playing, right? She gonna lose custody, and I'm asking for supervised visits until my daughter's 18 years old because my daughter not safe around her. My daughter was born, and diapers was right there when she came out because her mother smoked weed while she was pregnant with my daughter. Then she met some nigga, you know, and let some nigga influence her to run off with my daughter for 4 years, only to wind up in the shelter for 4 years. I thought my daughter was dead for 4 years. That's against the law. All of this shit is against the law. You know? Tell me more. So, I already knew what was gonna happen. I spoke about it in front of everybody. And what happened? Tower moment. I already predicted. 3 of Wands, I looked at this, and I said, wait a minute, this shit is toxic, it's gonna be fucked up, right? I spoke about it on my channel, because there's other people going through it, and what happened? A tower moment. Here you go. Taurus, Scorpio energy. A tower moment. Now all this chaos. All this chaos now. All this shit. A lot of these women be the reason for all this fucking chaos. All of this shit. My daughter, they trying to evaluate my daughter to see if my daughter got a learning disability. And I'm a motherfucking teacher. Which I know I could get my daughter up the track, but I can't even be around my daughter right now. Why? She failing in school. And then she a Cancer. So she really like feel down inside because she not understanding her schoolwork. You know? And if she really got a disability, it's a motherfucking mother's fault because her mother got high when she was pregnant with her. This bitch is just a fuck up. You know? And there go me. Telling the truth about all this shit. Seeing what was gonna happen. That's why I stayed away. September 8th is the day when she told me, when I was dropping my daughter off at the house, and I stopped giving her money. Cause she asked me for money like every 2 days. And I send it $100 here, $400 here, $300 here, $50 here. I'm spending money every day. And she got a nigga in there. Asking me, we don't have water, we don't have tissue, but she got a nigga living in the house though. So you got a bum ass nigga, so I'm feeding a bum ass nigga. I'm buying tissue and all this shit. You got a nigga in the house. And you telling me you don't got money for tissue or water. That's me right there. It's no fucks given. The truth is the truth. That's me right there. I already knew this shit was gonna be a fucking disaster. And I've been speaking about this, you know? So, I don't know why I was driven to talk about my situation, but I feel like there's a lot of people. Make some noise in the comments if any of y'all have been through anything that I'm talking about. Make some noise in the comments if any of you, man or woman, right, have been through anything that I'm talking about. You said I'm 32. I don't have children, but I have seen it with relatives. Hey, Nicholas, if I could give you any advice, and that's kind of dope that I'm not being funny or nothing. I never regret having my kids. I love my kids to death. I got a son and a girl. But I regret having kids with the women that I had kids with. You know, because they families ain't shit. They mothers ain't shit. They grandmothers ain't shit. You know? And you gotta understand, like, when you got a toxic ass female and then she got a mother that's toxic, then that baby is birthed into a toxic family. That mean a grandmother alcoholic. That mean a grandmother do hood rat shit. So Nicholas, be careful who you have kids with. Like, don't just meet somebody and say, you know, I'm at a certain age, I want to have kids. Be careful who you have kids with. Really think about it. Pray on it. Take time to get to know somebody. You know? Really take your time, because it's some shit that you might have to deal with for the rest of your life. You know? That's real shit. You gotta, you know, I'm gonna win in court, right? And she's gonna have to speak to my daughter on supervised visits. But I still gotta deal with that shit until my daughter is 18, 19, 21. I just wanna get my kids grown to the point where can't nobody do nothing to them or manipulate them. That's my whole goal, is to train them up in the right way so when they grown, they know what to do. But you know, if they getting raised by a hood rat, that's why our little boys go to jail. Because their mother ain't shit. And their mother making bad decisions. How many women raising little boys? So why these little boys growing up, instead of going to college, they going to prison or shooting somebody? It's because the mothers ain't shit. It's because the mothers ain't shit. They don't want to take credit for that shit because the mothers ain't shit. And then they be like, well, it's because they daddy ain't around. Well, you had a baby with a nigga that don't take care of his kids. He probably wasn't shit when you met him. Because remember, y'all be loving drug dealers and niggas that ain't shit. You know? So let me get out of here. I gotta get ready to get to the gym, you know? I gotta get ready to get to the gym because, you know, I gotta prepare to knock a nigga the fuck out. I'm probably gonna hit this part. Right here, I'm breaking this shit right here. You know? It's a sport though, so I ain't threatening nobody. But yeah. Ain't a little taller, but that don't mean shit. So when you boxing somebody, let me move this back a little bit. Right? When you fighting somebody, right? When you fighting somebody that's taller than you or bigger than you want to get close up to them. You want your feet to touch their feet when you fight, right? Because you don't want to fight somebody that's taller than you or they got longer reach than you. You don't want the distance, because then they can hit you, and if you don't got reach like that, you're not going to be able to reach. So you want to get up on a big nigga, and you want to keep your head moving. You want to keep your head moving. And the goal is, all right, so find a nigga weak parts. So you start catching a nigga, you could search your way down. You know, catch a nigga in the gut, catch a nigga down here, right? You catch a nigga down here, and when he get hit down here, he gonna start grabbing and knock that nigga the fuck out. You wanna catch that nigga on the side, you wanna catch that nigga like this. You wanna catch that nigga and hit that nigga right fucking here. Cause once you snap that, his whole shit gonna snap, and then they gonna be knocked the fuck out. No matter how big or how small the nigga is. If you could get to a nigga, if you small and a nigga big, then you go close up on a nigga. You go close up on a nigga. You know? Headbutts, slow blow. I mean, in a street fight, it's all love and war. In a street fight, I spray a nigga with mace and knock on the fuck. I mean, I'm being honest. In a street fight, I spray a nigga in his eyes with mace and then fuck him up. Cause it's a street fight. I kick a nigga in his dick. I need a nigga. I break a nigga. Like imagine. I look at weak spots on a nigga bones. Shit that hurt. You hit a nigga right here, and you get this shit to snap. You can break the nigga whole leg. In a street fight, it's all like we ain't in a boxing ring. In a street fight, it's all open. You know, in the street fight ain't no cheating. In the street fight ain't no cheating. I'm trying to destroy you, nigga. I'm trying to knock you the fuck out. I'm trying to make you remember. I'm trying to break your leg. I'm trying to break your arm. You know, I'm trying to take your eyes out. I'm vicious. Especially when I hate you. You know? So, you know, that's Capricorn shit. We vicious. I see blood. You know? But that's why I'm getting that shit out in the gym, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you fighting a bigger nigga, you get up on a nigga. And you make sure if you fight a nigga that got reach, right? That's why Mike Tyson move his head like that. That's why he move his head like that. Cause this is a thinking man shit. You know what I mean? That's why you move your head like that. You catch a nigga, you know what I mean? You catch a nigga and you move around. You move around. Catch a nigga, bow, hit that nigga, you move around. You know? You move around. You move around. When you catch that nigga, when you could catch that nigga on the chin, when you could cross and catch that nigga on the chin, you could knock anybody the fuck out. If you could hit him in the chin, you could hit a nigga in the temple. But I like preferably the chin because that shit can snap. Big nigga, small nigga, they gonna drop. You know? So and remember, this shit is an art form. So I'm not being violent, but everybody should know how to protect themselves. You know. So like I said, that's my time, y'all. It's off to the gym and eat my food, off to the gym, and peace and love. You know, because you never know when you gotta knock a nigga the fuck out. You know. And I don't promote violence, but I don't promote bullying either. And you should be teaching your kids this shit too. You know, should be teaching your kids because we got bullies in school. And bullies ain't bullies after they get knocked the fuck out. Once your kid, your son or your daughter, knock somebody the fuck out in front of everybody else gonna know not to play with them. You know? So peace and love, y'all. One. Capricorn, we don't back down. We stand up. Peace and love.